fight. Ravelo is a little frustrated. You can see every once in a while, just watch his feet. When he throws that right hand, instead of being set, he'll fall in with the right foot. Like that. When he falls in with the right foot, he's out of position, he's off balance, he's reaching a little bit. That means he's a little over anxious. He's not gauging distance real well yet, and that's because of the style, the southpaw style of Lopez and the pulling back, fading out style of Lopez. Ravelo needs to feint a little bit, get Lopez to move prematurely, then step to him behind the jab, not reach with the right hand and let his feet slide where he's reaching in and falling out of position. I can see Ravelo's searching for what's going to work with this awkward Lopez. Right now, you can see it, Joe. He presses, it doesn't work. Now he's trying to pull back a little bit, step back a little bit, and see if he can get Lopez to walk into a trap, walk into a right hand. You can see it. That right there, that's what Ravelo was looking to do. Step back and try to get Lopez to go into the mousetrap a little bit.
Break. 3 rounds in the books. A scheduled 10-rounder between Jerson Ravelo and David Lopez from Tucson, Arizona. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Alex Trujillo, Emmanuel Augustus in our main event. You never know what you're going to get with Augustus, but let's talk about Alex Trujillo. This is a top 10 ranked lightweight according to Ring Magazine. Is this a trap fight for him, Teddy?
No, it's not a trap fight. He's staying busy, and he's fighting a good, solid guy. He's a good, solid fighter, so why not fight good, solid fighters? Because Burton's a guy who sometimes does just enough to lose, but he's a guy who brings it all the time, and he's a guy who's very experienced, and he's a guy that you're going to improve against. And that's exactly what Trujillo wants to do. He wants to improve. His only loss was to a guy who now holds one of the world titles. So he doesn't want to step back. He wants to keep active with guys who are going to keep making him improve.
Let's talk about Emmanuel Augustus for a second, because this is a guy, you may get a fight of the year type fight, you may get an upset of a top 10 ranked guy, or you may, as you said, do just enough to lose. How do you know what you're getting out of him?
He's like hot and cold water. You know, you put the faucet on and you find out. He's a guy you can look at because of what he's coming off and how he's performing lately, and if he had enough time to prepare. Well, good news for our great fans out there. Yes, he had enough time to prepare. He's not taking this fight, Augustus that is, on quick notice. So you got to expect a premier Augustus effort out there tonight.
Well, we look forward to that. Our main event, Alex Trujillo and Emmanuel Augustus. This is round number 4 between the unbeaten Jerson Ravelo and the tough David Lopez. You see the punches in round number 3. Lopez with a 19-14 advantage.
You ever come home, Joe, and you get a little disoriented and you can't find the right key for the door?
I think my wife would say yes.
Well, that's what Ravelo's doing right now. He's going through, he's searching. He's not going to his pockets. He's going to his hands. But he's trying to find the right key to get him in that door. He's not sure if it's pressing or stepping back, setting up a counter, but he's looking for it. See, Ravelo's starting to depend on that right hand a lot more. A lot of the trainers tell you fight a southpaw, chuck those lead right hands. Unfortunately, that's what Ravelo did. He chucked it, got a little out of position. So far, he hasn't paid for it. I'd worry about Ravelo loading up with these shots, falling in a little bit, and maybe later on, Lopez starting to come back with something when he's out of position.
Lopez trying to cut off the ring here against Ravelo.
Again, Ravelo, when he does throw the big power shots, and you can see when he pours with that jab. See, the problem with pouring with the jab, you're telling your opponent, I'm looking for a big shot. You're not telling him to worry about the jab. You're just telling him, look for something big to be coming. I'm trying to set you up, just like that. And the problem is, if we know it, he knows it. And again, the punches that Ravelo are throwing got a little fat on them. They're a little wide, a little over-anxious. Not the concise, sharp punches, straight punches you'd like to see. Again, watch Ravelo's feet. Falls in a little bit. That means he's having trouble with the style of Lopez.
Early peek at Teddy Atlas' scorecard there. 30-27 Ravelo.
And don't get me wrong, Ravelo's carrying the fight because he's more active. He's controlling the pace. He's trying to get a comfortable position in there to do some effective scoring.
You can hear the crowd here in Tucson just waiting for the opportunity to have something to cheer about with David Lopez He's from just about 65 miles away, just over the Mexican border, and he came up with a big win against Lonnie Bradley back here in November. Lopez, a learning on-the-job pro since he was 17 years old, and tonight he's up against Jerson Ravelo. Desert Diamond Casino, home to Friday night fights this week. Scheduled 10-rounder middleweights, Jerson Ravelo in the red, white, and blue Dominican trunks against David Lopez wearing the black and gold of La Brea Boxing Gym in Los Angeles. The punches through round 466, 54 edge for Lopez, but look at how many Ravelo has thrown, 314 to 169.
That's what's carrying the fight for. Not precise punching, but the amounts of punches and controlling the theme, the pace.
In terms of power connects, Ravelo with a 46 to 26 edge over David Lopez.
Again, you'll see him reaching in there, Ravelo. Having trouble with the style of Lopez. Lopez, a guy, quite honestly, in all fairness, difficult guy to look good against. Not only a southpaw, but for the most part looking to survive. Very defensive-minded, not looking to take too many chances, trying to make Ravelo take all the chances. Very difficult when a guy doesn't want to get caught and the guy doesn't want to exchange with you. Very difficult to look good, and Ravelo is finding that out.
Clash of heads there. Roger Yanez takes a peek. There's that stiff right-handed jab from David Lopez.
You know, there's two problems with pouring the jab like Ravelo's doing, and I think he's doing it because he's confused by the southpaw style of Lopez, the fading out defensive style of Lopez, but there's two problems, and there's Ravelo getting over anxious with those fat punches again and reaching in. You got to worry that if Ravelo keeps reaching in, so far he hasn't paid a price. Sooner or later, the experienced Lopez is going to start popping back. But what I was saying about that pouring jab, there's two problems with that. One, when you're pouring with it, your opponent knows you're looking to load up on a big shot. And two, while you're pouring with it, you're standing there, you're susceptible for something to come back. And Lopez has caught Ravelo posing a couple times off that soft pouring jab. But every time Lopez starts doing something, Ravelo just tries to overcome him with amounts of punches.
Now Lopez taking targets, scoring well. Scored with a left hand, but it all came from that right hand jab.
This is going to be a real test for Ravelo. I can see it already. And our fans are a lot smarter than me. They can see it. See, what Lopez is doing is he's staying real steady. He's acting like a real steady pro. Nothing sensational, but real steady. And right now, he's being real concise and precise with his punches. He's not wasting anything, but what he does throw, he's making sure it lands. Ravelo's throwing more, but this round, Lopez, the couple punches he threw, they landed clean.
Just about halfway through. Scheduled for 10 rounds, this is round number 6. Jerson Ravelo, red, white, and blue trunks, against David Lopez in the black with gold. Saw some interesting things out of Lopez in that 5th round, Teddy, but still an opportunity exists with Ravelo, as you had said, coming forward with that right hand, reaching in, almost falling forward as that back foot comes forward. We have yet to see Lopez take total advantage of it, but you think at some point down the stretch here, things could turn around.
Well, Lopez is the kind of fighter you could see his temperament. He's steady, nothing fancy, nothing sensational, but he's real steady. And he's dependent on his experience over the inexperience of Ravelo. He's depending on starting to be successful and effective at this point in the fight. The later rounds, the middle rounds to now. This is where you can see Lopez is going to try to start to take advantage of some of Ravelo's inexperience.
All right, let's check in with Jerson Ravelo's trainer, Tommy Brooks. Tommy, Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you last week.
Hey, guys.
You were with Oscar Diaz, another unbeaten prospect. Things a little different this week with Jerson Ravelo. How do you feel about this?
Man, look, it's the same thing as last week. These guys, I don't know what these guys are thinking about, man. These guys think they're going to a fucking checkup match, you know? This is a fight. And these guys aren't working on anything that we worked on in the gym. So consequently, you get hit with stuff that you're not used to getting hit with.
Jerson's being tested tonight, isn't he, Tom?
Yes, he is. I mean, he's getting hit with a jab. All he got to do is keep his hands up. He won't stand his ground and counter on the guy. I mean, you know, what can I do? I can't fight the fight for these guys, you know?
Tom, sometimes the reason Jerson gets caught with the jab, and that's the punch he's been caught with. He just got caught again. That's the one punch he's been caught with the last couple rounds.
And the thing, Teddy, that I try to get across to these guys, a jab is a point, you know?
Right.
And you fall behind on points, you got to try to knock these guys out to win. And this guy, he's in his hometown, and he's gaining momentum, you know. I don't know what these guys are thinking about.
One of the things you can see Ravelo having problems with, he's pawing with that jab, and when he's pawing, he's laying there, and he's getting caught back with the fast jab from Lopez.
And he's stepping in the wrong direction. He's going the opposite direction when he should be going to the left.
But right now, Ravelo's turning southpaw. I know he's done that before in the gym. Are you happy with that?
No, I'm not, because he's getting nailed.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. Things heating up here in round number 6. Jerson Ravelo, Teddy, turning southpaw here in the last minute of this 6th round, and the crowd now getting behind the efforts of David Lopez.
And you know what that tells me? And it tells Tommy the same
Searching
thing.
for answers, right?
Exactly. It tells me that he's worried. It tells me that he's being tested. It tells me that he has some doubt.